Hello, everybody, and welcome to MissCliks D&D Seaborn. How are you all doing this fine morning or evening?
Doing good.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Excited
Excellent.
to play D&D.
Good. Um, so, do we have anything that we need to say beforehand, or should we just jump straight into game?
Do we,
Um,
do we even small talk?
well,
Good question.
first, I guess I can introduce, if you don't know what you're watching and you just stumbled upon this mystical, magical channel that is MissCliks, you might be like, WTF, what is this? This is MissCliks D&D Seaborn. It's a live Dungeons & Dragons gameplay show that we have every week at this time. That means that the four of us, minus the bearded one, are all going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons as characters, and that bearded one is going to be our DM or GM, who's going to be telling the story and playing everything else. So I am a half Minotaur woman who is named Maribel. And you guys, just a sentence recap of what your characters are real quick.
Hi everyone, my name is Algrind Strongaxe. I am a dwarf who came to live on the island because my parents moved me here when I was very small. I grew up as a lumberjack, and until a job disabling injury prevented me from further cutting wood. And yeah.
And now you're a
The
cleric.
end.
Yeah.
Now you're a cleric.
And now I am a cleric, yes. After my injury, I started studying cleric arts, and that hopefully proved to be of some use to those of us who have been elected to save the island from the storm.
Yeah. I am Dark Albert the Elf. And who am I? I was someone who was in prison for a long time, someone who was a slave on a pirate ship for a long time, and someone who was also a pirate for a little while. So now I'm on this island, and I want to be a pirate again. I'm Dark Albert.
I am Bruno the Great. I am a human bard, and someday someone other than myself will be telling tales about my journeys along with these fine people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, today is like any other day for you guys on your island. It is not going too great. The storm has ruined a lot of things. You've managed to retrieve these sheep, although in the process of investigating a shipwreck, Jess, also known as Algrind, was badly wounded. You guys have dragged him back to town, but he is not in good shape. He's
Poor
unconscious at... What is your HP, Algrind? Were you like -5 or something?
Let's see. -2.
-2. So it will take you 2 days to gain consciousness, 3 to recover to the point where you can hang out and do stuff again.
Fucking sweet.
Fucking sweet is not actually all that accurate, but okay.
Not very sweet at all.
No,
No.
it's actually kind of crappy.
It's kind of a bummer, actually.
Yeah. So, what is the rest of the party doing while Algrund is incapacitated?
We're back in town, right?
Yes.
I am sniffing around and kind of eating leaves off of plants that I find.
I try to rally everyone to do something useful from my party, which would be to Is my house broken? We don't have.
I thought you said, "Are you housebroken?" Like, see your body inside.
Wait, is the house broken or is my house fine?
Your house is destroyed.
Okay.
It's not
So
just
I
like
was
broken,
like-
it's like gone.
So there's no more houses. There's just like the main place.
There
where
are a
everyone
few
lives,
houses,
right?
but your house is gone.
Okay. So I'd like to encourage my party to create a first house, which might be mine.
When she says I would like to encourage you to create a house,
I don't say which might be mine. I'm just like we should make ourselves a house, a first one.
What type of house do you require?
Well, if we could do a house in which I can, study my magic, keep my stuff safe, would be wonderful.
And of course, we could also live in this dwelling, correct?
Yes, of course. And then we can make other houses so that we each have our own house. I believe that Algrind also needs a place to study.
I prefer dwellings made of wood. Will this be sufficient for you?
Maybe we could put a protective spell on it.
You may place whatever spells you wish, but I inquire after the materials you would use to make your dwelling.
Neil, what is a good type of house at this stage in life? Like
a tarp laying over a branch is a good house at this stage of life.
Which kind of house did I have? Which kind of
Wood.
houses?
Your houses were all made out of wood. There's
Alright,
no
let's
stone
make the
quarry on the
house-
island.
Okay. I say, let's make the house out of wood, like we always do.
That sounds quite reasonable. Then I walk off and start gathering logs, like saplings.
It is most unfortunate that your lumberjack is incapacitated
Yeah, I know.
when you're trying to build a house.
Oh, actually, not saplings. I'm grabbing scrap wood from houses that blew down, because that will
Okay.
be much more efficient.
Cool. So you guys spend a few days gathering up wood and trying to put together a house as best as you can. Do any of you guys have an engineering proficiency or some sort of skill that would, like a carpentry proficiency?
Rope use?
I have artistic abilities, so I don't know if the house gets built very quickly, but when it does, it looks darn pretty.
What is your?
I have engineering, but I'm unconscious.
What type of artistic ability did you take? Did you take sculpting, painting, woodworking?
I think it was painting.
The
house will be-
beautiful.
It will be beautiful.
But
So
you
what
you
if-
said that I have like a good aesthetic eye, though.
Yeah,
So
of
what
course.
if
Yeah.
What if I go reach out to someone in town who's like the town engineer or the town architect or something? Is that guy still alive?
Well, there was never such a guy, but the person who was in charge of the house building, or the leader of the house building construction guy, died in the storm.
Okay, so what if I go find one of the guys who were in his crew of building and I ask him for advice?
That will work.
There must be one still alive.
Yeah, there's many people here participated in
Yeah.
construction. So, town efforts to raise barns and the such.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make a good plan here before we get started on the building.
Oh,
and,
no.
And us
They-
probably running around.
They are actually kind of short with you. They're a little busy rebuilding a couple of other key buildings. And when you come asking about houses, they get frustrated with you and say, we don't have time for this. Don't you see that the mill isn't even finished yet? And if the mill's not done before the harvest, how are we supposed to get any grain?
Okay,
And he's
so
just
then
cranky and,
I...
his friends
Okay,
are all
then I
dead,
suggest-
so he's just in a bad
Yeah.
mood.
Then I suggest we just collect all the materials and that we try to sit down and draw up a plan of how we want to build it, rather than just rush into it.
Yeah, while we're talking about that, I actually have been kind of... Maribel's been gathering like the scrap wood from the buildings, but I've kind of been like trying to help the town by actually working on the mill, and I kind of direct Maribel's effort to like pick up the scrap wood where it's damaged from the storm, so like kind of cleaning up from the storm.
I do exactly as he tells me. I nod and I'm like, this is a reasonable request.
So Bruno's the foreman.
Sure.
I help out too. When I'm tired, I play the bongos for the workers to make sure they're not
Set a
in
nice
so
pace.
sour mood.
Okay.
You can like barely see it, but Maribel's ears like twitch in time with the bongos as she's working.
Nice. After a couple of days of gathering wood and whatnot, Algrind wakes up. Algrind, you are groggy, you're tired, you hurt all over. You have these like horrid nightmares of giant crabs eating you. But you're alive. And at 1 HP.
Wonderful.
when
Algren, it's good to see you back. Here, I have a book for you.
You're muted, Algrind.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm muted. Sorry.
You were just groggy. We just couldn't tell what you were saying. 'cause
I
you
was
were
groggy. I was not making sense. I was
Yeah.
just kind of mumbling a little bit. Oh, thank you so much for the book, Albert. I had the strangest dreams.
About what?
Crabs, mostly.
You mean like sex crabs or like real crabs?
No, like real ones.
Did they go like this?
They did
Mm-hmm.
kind of the sound they made, but in a terrifying way. What happened to me? What happened? How is everyone all right?
in Dwarvish, when he wakes up, I'm very apologetic. I keep saying sorry in Dwarven. Sorry. It's my fault that you're wounded. I am so sorry.
Well, it's all right. I accept your apology. It was painful, but it happens.
I'm still gathering scrap wood, and I like walk by the door and see that she's awake, and I say, "You are awake."
Oh,
And I nod, and then I walk away.
well, that was odd. What was where was she going with all of that wood? Do you guys need help?
Yeah, we've been. Are you sure you're feeling all right? You don't want to chill and Netflix a little bit?
Oh, I didn't know it was that kind of relationship between the owls.
Yeah, well, you know. I've been better, but you guys seem to be gathering wood, and that's kind of my specialty. So I would like to help out if possible.
Oh yeah, well actually we've been helping out with, I think, the windmill, but most importantly, we've been trying to build a house for us.
Most importantly,
Oh.
we've been fixing up the town mill.
Most
Fantastic.
importantly, we've been building our own house.
Most importantly, we've been keeping the villager spirits in check.
Mm-hmm. I've been
I walk by again the other way, going to get more wood, and I look in and I go, "We are building," and then I walk away.
Yeah, come see. I kind of help you out. To, like, build
Please,
it.
you could take my arm, assist me, because
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm working on getting back to my full spirits, but in the meantime, I'm a little bit under the weather. But please, tell me what you guys have been up to.
They're like, oh, so we've been making plans for this house. You see all this wood we've collected. We were thinking of building it like this and that, and then the
Mid-sentence, you see jogging down the path towards you would be none other than Donabella Trumpet, and another local fisherman. Most of you would know him, or just know of him. Like he's one of the fishermen in town. Except for Maribel, he's just another human to you. The two of them jog up to you, and Donabella says, "Oh, thank God! Algrind, you're alive. I was so worried about you."
Thank you. I wasn't worried because I was unconscious, but I appreciate the concern. I pulled through.
Okay.
What
Well-
can I do to help your efforts currently?
Well, I guess things are a little bit different if you're awake now. There was that in addition to that shipwreck that I was hoping the lot of you could go and investigate for us. Did I name him? I don't think I named him. No, Brian over here has seen something strange on the mountaintop. Brian, would you tell them what you saw? And Brian, this fisherman, comes over to you, a little bit shy, takes his hat off, holds it in his hands, and goes, "Well, it's like the mayor said. I look up on the mountain one day when I'm out fishing in one of the rowboats down the coast a little ways, and from down there you get a different angle of the mountain. You can see it a little bit better. There aren't quite the same number of trees in the right spots. And I seen something awful on the mountain. They're coming from about halfway down's a little lava flow. And I don't know if it's going to be a danger or not, but it looks like it's heading in the direction of town. At least it's coming down this side of the mountain. It hasn't moved very far yet. It's kind of going slowly. But there it is.
Does that pose a threat to our village?
I don't rightly know. The mayor speaks up at this point saying, Well, that's what I was hoping you could help us with. The lava flow still seems to be many miles out into the mainland, well, into the island. And I don't want to send any of our other people out there because, well, kobolds and,
Sure.
there's other nasty creatures that live out there. And
Well,
she kind
I-
of looks at you guys expectantly.
I'm sure with an expert construction person such as Algrund, we will be able to divert that lava with no problem, if there is a problem. And if there are any kobolds, we will get them too.
Well, there's also the matter of the shipwreck, says the mayor.
Aha! The shipwreck. I agree.
Well, it's probably more important that we stop the town from being buried in lava, if that's the case.
Do you think there is a way to divert the lava flow? Because personally, my initial thought would be to evacuate the town in order to avoid, us all getting affected by the lava flow.
It's easy, Algrund. You simply put a lot of trees in the way. That's your specialty.
That is my specialty. If you think that'll work, Bongo, then I'm sure we can make something happen.
Aren't you the engineer here? You would know.
I would know, and I do know, and that is possible.
My gut tells me that'll work.
Sure, let's begin construction immediately. I think our best route would be to construct somewhat of a lava dam, if you will, pardon my French, and we will divert the lava flow so that it circumvents our town and instead simply flows into the ocean. where
Or
it
even
affects
better,
everybody.
into the kobolds.
Well, there is another thought.
What
I
does
walked up-
the thing mean? What did you say? The dam? Dam?
Yes, a
Yeah.
dam.
What's that?
It's like a wall that keeps in a liquid.
Hmm.
Ah, but shouldn't we dig instead? Wouldn't that work better? Like, to direct water?
Are you suggesting we dig a hole in the ground and let the lava flow into that?
Well, I'm suggesting we make an inclination so that the lava goes there naturally by gravity.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor speaks up one last time and says, "We have other duties to attend to. I hope the four of you can handle this.
We
why
can,
Why
Sir
don't you
Mayor,
go?"
Madam.
She pauses. Why don't you go see where the lava is now, and if it even poses a threat to the town?
Sure. Would you guys
Right
like to come with
away.
me and investigate?
Take
I'm
Brian
still not
here.
with you guys, remember. I'm like still gathering wood.
Okay. To take Brian with you. He knows he can show you where the lava's coming from. So show you this point.
Okay.
Where
Great,
is
great,
that
please,
that
away.
minotaur that was walking around? Is it? Nope. There she is. Go get her too. She said, pointing off to Marabella, who's got log planks over her shoulder.
And she looks boss, by the way, because she's super buff and she's carrying these big logs and she's just like,
I flag Maribel down. We've got a plan to use logs to up the mountain. Come with us.
I do not understand this plan, but I will come with you. And I carry the logs with me and I come with him.
Okay. So the party leaves town. Brian gets in his
Before we
little.
leave, I say you can drop that log.
I immediately drop. I dropped one because he said drop that log. So I look between them and I choose this one and I drop it.
Nice.
And then I hand him the other one questioningly.
I take it and I put it next to the other log.
I nod approvingly. And then I say, tell me of this plan. You said bring the logs up the mountain. What are we doing up the mountain?
We're logging or digging in case there's lava flowing towards the town. We're going to build a path. Make sure the lava doesn't go to our town.
Ah, like a moat of sorts.
Exactly.
I once worked in a place where there was a moat.
So, Brian takes the lot of you towards the volcano. Actually, first, spells. I think, Jen, you have already sent me your spells.
Yeah, I just sent you.
Jess, you have 2 spells, and considering that you have 1 HP, Might I recommend a healing spell?
Okay. I will take you up on that recommendation.
Okay,
Hold
cool.
on. Sorry, let me go grab my player handbook.
Once again, I worry that I picked the wrong spell, because every day I have to make the choice between AoE and single target.
What spells do you have, Jen? Albert?
Let me tell you. I open up my book. I kind of dust it away. Comprehend languages, fire burst, metamorphose liquids, of course, you know you've been enjoying that.
Of course. I can't wait to learn that one.
I kind of go, and I kind of like petting you a little bit. Read magic, shocking grasp, spook, and taunt.
So I'll take a cure light wounds
Mm-hmm.
for one of mine.
Mm-hmm. And do remember that you don't have access to all spells, just the ones in that list I sent you.
Oh, right. Sorry. Could
I will send it to
Send me
you
the link
again.
Thank you.
Take a look at Slack. Unless that's not open, in which case...
I have Slack open.
Okay.
There we
It's also
go.
in
Got it.
Zoom.
Thank you, Neil.
Cool. So you can figure out the other one that you want to take while you guys are walking. And if you'd like to use it, go ahead and roll me a d8 for HP, if you'd like to use it.
Yes. Sorry, I'm opening Roll20 right now.
Cool. So, let's take a look at the map while all that gets sorted out. Here is your island that you're on. I don't know why the town dot is missing. It's fine. Party, your town is right around here, where the little arrow is extending from. So Brian Fisher, fisherman, takes you along the coast, because not all of you will fit in his little rowboat. But he rows along in the water. You guys walk along the beach or bluffs for about 2 miles until you get out to this point over here. And from that point, you can see up on the mountain, there is indeed a lava flow coming from about halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way down the mountain, totally obscured by trees from where you were. It's this nice bright streak coming down the side of the mountain. There's some darkness over it with like cracks of glowing light beaming out from under.
Oh, it suddenly occurs to me something, so before we leave town,
Oh,
we
yes?
want the pickaxe.
Ah. Okay. You retrieve the pickaxe from the blacksmith, I believe. It's just laying against the side of his shop. So, it's all yours.
Great.
Anyway, Brian Fisher shows you that lava flow and goes, well, there it is. I don't know if it's a danger to town or whatnot, but greatly appreciate y'all taking a look at it.
I look at it.
I am also looking at it.
Is it moving?
Slowly. It is 2 miles away, so you can't make out a lot of detail from here.
Oh, we better go up there and see.
Yeah, we should go get closer.
I may be ill-informed, but I have been told that lava may be harmful if it touches you. Should we
Yes.
not proceed with caution?
Indeed, fire burns.
Well, yes, obviously.
Would I be able to take? So I see that I have a spell possible to me called Endure Heat or Endure Cold or Endure Heat.
Yes.
Can I take Endure Heat and then like be able to withstand the heat of the lava?
The spell says creatures can stand unprotected in temperatures as low as -30 or as high as 130.
Is lava hotter than that? I honestly.
Is that Fahrenheit?
That's Fahrenheit, yeah. Lava is a few thousand degrees.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not a
Never
few
mind.
thousand, but it's quite hot.
Hotter than that. Okay.
Lava is 700 to 1,200 degrees Celsius, or
I am-
1,292 to 2,192 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
It is
I
hot.
just pulled that out of my head because I knew that.
Of course you did. You didn't Google temperature of lava at all.
Nope.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It's not the same snippet I was reading.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so endure heat and endure cold and endure heat would be good for getting close to the lava, like standing 10 or 15 feet away and just being totally comfortable by it. But it wouldn't be very good for standing 5 feet away or standing on the lava.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Maribel starts walking toward the lava.
Okay. The whole party walks towards the lava, leaving the seashore away. It's a slowly rolling, gentle hills covered and spotted with trees that you guys walk through.
Of course, Algrund, if you're ever at a lack of knowing what spell to prepare, I always recommend water to wine. Would be very useful.
Thank you so much, Bongo, because I was honestly considering that, because wine makes everything better. So I will go ahead and take that as my second spell.
Nice. As the party makes their way...
Glad to help.
So
and
am
I,
I.
of course, have the
Has anyone eaten
I have
me?
the water skin right here as part of
Okay.
the business.
Would you like me to prepare that right now?
Sounds fine. Sounds like something you would want to do while maybe you could be in the boat for a while it was being rowed. And you can prepare it.
Sure, yeah.
Great. As the party makes their way through the hills, you come across a huge rhinoceros beetle munching on a knocked-over papaya tree.
How huge?
The beastly beetle is 12 feet long, with a horn 6 feet long on its own.
What?
This horn towers over these massive mandibles that they have. I mean, it looks like it's knocked over a papaya tree and it's just eating it. He seems...
Maribel's usually like very stoic, but as soon as she sees this, she gets the face like a little kid gets when they see like a dump truck or something. They're like, "Cool!" And she's just like so enthralled by it.
He seems very happy where he is. But it's also known that the carapace of a rhinoceros beetle is extraordinarily strong. As long as the top of the carapace is intact, they can be used to make crude ships, with super solid roofs, or even if you like break it into parts, you can make some sorts of various tools or shields or little bits of armor or whatnot.
Just to make sure, this is a really unusual sight, right?
There are rhinoceros beetles on the island. You don't encounter them very frequently, and they're very passive creatures. They don't, they kind of knock over trees, eat the food, eat whatever they want to eat, and just kind of go about. They're not super aggressive creatures, but they are uncommon.
Should be really careful about this little fellow. I bet he can be very dangerous. Do we even want to approach him?
This carapace would be a great boon to our town,
I
so
agree.
I think we should collect it while we can.
Yeah, but let's think of a strategy that makes sense considering its massive size. I'm not even sure if we can beat it.
12 feet long with a 6-foot horn.
Horn is almost as tall as I am.
I mean, there's a reason they
Perhaps-
call it a rhinoceros beetle.
Do any of you know whether the carapace of this beetle will withstand the heat of this thing we call lava?
Does anyone have any sort of like animal lore proficiency?
Aha. I don't.
Well, if they've lived in the area for a long time, they know something about it, right?
Well, there have been a couple of rhinoceros beetle carapaces that have been recovered. Usually, like the only time they've ever been recovered is when a rhinoceros beetle is found already dead. Presumably from old age, because they've never looked like anything has eaten them or killed them. Not even the terrifying displacer beasts that exist on this island.
What? What are displacer beasts?
Oh, I have actually a handout for you guys that I forgot to hand out to you.
Also,
we'll do it
Neil,
during
the chat's been mentioning that Jess and I are swapped places.
Oh, right. I never fixed you
As
guys
much
on
as I
this
would
one.
love to say I'm just bro hard, I
I was
must be
gonna
honest.
say. I was gonna say I would not mind being Hannah Prosser.
The feeling's mutual, my dear. Stop it. They were calling us Jess Pro Hard and Anna Brosser.
So
That's awesome.
there have been a few shells recovered, only from presumably dead from sickness rhinoceros beetles. You don't know if they could withstand the lava, but there were a couple of houses that just had rhinoceros beetle shells as a roof, and they proved fantastic as that.
Do any of you know what rhinoceros beetles like to eat? It's eating like a tree, right?
A papaya tree.
A papaya tree.
Well, it's eating the papayas off the papaya tree.
Yes, I know. Papayas.
You're very wise.
Does any of you have any experience in hunting bigger animals?
Neil, would I have done? I mean, I guess.
You were
Ooh.
bodyguard. You've never done big game
have-
hunting.
I have one single idea, which might be very far-fetched, literally. What if we made it fight with the crab?
I am entertained by this idea.
Can we lure one to the other and make them fight, and then we collect both?
Well, it is a few miles away, but I
Or
do like
make
the
it
way you
fight,
think.
or make it fight the kobolds.
Or we could lure it into the lava.
Yeah. I have one spell that could help, which is Spook, but it will only make it run away from me. So maybe we can direction it so that it runs into whatever we want it to run into.
Let us lay a path of papayas.
How
From
far
here
away from
to
the
the
lava right now? Neil?
You are like 2 miles. A little less.
Don't think
Or
we're
like
equipped
a little more.
to lay a 2-mile trek right now. We'll just have to get at it after we've seen this lava.
Yeah.
Or we could try stabbing it in its underbelly.
Seems
We
dangerous.
could, but then we might die.
I feel
This
like
is true.
making it fight something else than us is the good way to go about this one. I don't really
Right.
care what it fights.
You are all very wise. Let us go see this lava.
Okay.
You guys take the long way around the rhinoceros beetle, leaving it happily munching on these papaya trees, and move on towards the lava flow.
I miss it already.
You guys reach the front of the lava flow after another hour or so of hiking. It's clear that the lava is flowing super slowly. Can I get intelligence checks from you guys to make a rough estimate of about how long it'll take to get to town, and to even see if it will hit town from its location?
Ah! Dark Albert, why you fail me?
So sorry, it's going to be a D20 plus our intelligence?
Yes,
or-
ma'am.
Ah,
Oh my God, Bruno!
Ah, Maribel!
Maribel!
Boom.
Hey, bam!
I look at it very thoughtfully.
Holy
Like-
crap!
Dang.
The funny thing is that the smartest character is being the dumbest right now.
Smart character.
Oh my God.
Both of us are like calculating. We're both like stroking our chins and we're looking at each other and we're nodding and we're like, that means it should be about blah de blah seconds with about blah de blah days with about, you know.
That's
Yes,
feeling it
Maribel,
right
you're-
now.
you're exactly
I
correct.
disagree. I don't know where you guys are taking these stats.
Mm-mm.
I'm feeling more like a 24 degree.
So
We just shake our. I'm like, no, you are incorrect. I just disregard you.
It was a good thought, Albert. However, you appear to be slightly off in your calculations. Let Maribel and I handle this.
Oh, you're right. I was on this stone, which is a little bit making me dizzy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
So-
right. You're right.
Yes.
Jen, you deduct that it'll take about 5 days to reach the town, and you're not sure if it's going to hit it or not. There's a lot of things in the way, but the terrain, there's no like large slopes for it to move off of. It's heading roughly towards town. However, Bruno, Maribel, and Algrind all come to the conclusion that it's not going to hit the town. It'll take a while to get there. She's right. It'll take like 5 days to get there. But if you look about like a 3/4 of a mile down here, there's actually a slight dip, and the lava's just gonna, if it goes that way at all, it's just gonna go down this hill and off into the water. You guys are fine.
Do we know if there's like a kobold town or like something that we would possibly want to direct the lava into?
There are no kobold settlements between you and the town that you know of. In fact, you don't know of any kobold settlements at all. You know they exist, but you've never found one.
All right. Then I guess we're good.
Okay.
All right. I turn around and start walking back from whence we came.
Should we just go to the shipwreck? Is it close from here?
It's about 7. No, it's like a little over 7 miles from here. The town
Yeah.
is roughly on the way to the shipwreck, though,
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Then
it-
I guess let's stop
yeah.
by the town.
because you're roughly here, except on the back side of the mountain. So it's, it's a slight detour, but it's like a 10-minute out of your way detour.
Okay. Then I guess let's go back to town.
Cool.
How much higher is the mountain from where we are? The top of the mountain, I guess.
So you're about halfway down the mountain, and I think your elevation is like 1,000 feet. Is that right? How big are the San Ynez Mountains? I think you're roughly at like 1,000 feet. Yeah, you're at like 1,500 feet actually. And the mountains continue up another 1,500, maybe 2,000 feet.
Does it look like it's a climb that can be made easily?
Yes. In theory, if you were to climb the mountain, it would probably be a little bit rough, but you could probably find a way all the way to the top. There is still smoke rising from the top of the volcano, though. And there's smoke rising a little bit. It's not very dark smoke from where this lava flow is. I can't promise you that it'll be safe up there, but you could probably make the climb.
Well, here's a thought, friends. We're already halfway up the mountain. If we were to make it all the way up, we could probably get a good look at what happened to the island. But it might be a little dangerous. So I'll leave it up to you on whether or not we should return back to town into the shipwreck.
For what reason should we climb the mountain?
We can get a good vantage point.
This vantage point. To what advantage is it to us?
The vantage is an advantage because we will be able to see where all the kobolds may be. They must have also been affected by the storm. Maybe they'll have moved around a lot, and they may pose a threat to the town.
Reconnaissance. I see. I'm game.
Yeah. How long will that take us, you think?
A couple of hours. You do have a dwarf with you. Pretty short, stubby legs.
I guess, if you guys want to do it, but I'm still thinking about this shipwreck.
We're already halfway up the mountain. It's only another half to go.
Alright, let's do it. Let's be careful, though.
Okay. You guys proceed up the mountains. Mountain, singular. Can I get a perception check from everybody in the party?
Whoa, dang.
What is with the 20s today?
I don't know, apparently when our stats are actually shitty, we roll 20s. It's like,
You have 17 int.
I have one eye. My good eye
do.
tells me.
Okay. Along the way up, Dark Albert ends up. The one-eyed elf eventually ends up taking the lead because he spots a couple of hot spots on the rock where you. At first, you guys are like, oh, then you're just walking along the rock, and Albert's like, wait, hold on, don't step there, and goes over with a stick and pokes it, and the stick it bursts into flames. Like, this is just a recently still lava flow.
Oh, we should be really careful about this. I'm not sure we should keep going, honestly.
With your
I guess-
eyes, I'm sure we can make it up. But you're right. We our luck can't hold out forever. Let's go to town and go to this.
I'm in the midst of grabbing like some branches or saplings, and I break them and turn them into long staffs, and I hand each one of them one, and I show them. I don't even say anything. I just look at them like duh, and then I just start walking, like tapping in front of me with my stick.
Okay, Maribel. Going.
I just continue.
You guys make your way up the mountain, taking care and prodding the way before you with sticks to make sure that there's no actual, lava or hot spots on the rocks. After a few hours of hiking, you reach the summit. It is
We did it!
uncomfortably warm up here. The air smells awful. It's almost choking you. There's sulfur, there's methane, no methane, that would explode or ignite. There's sulfur and other just unpleasant gases billowing out, and you can peer down into the cauldron of lava itself. It's a 20-foot drop straight down, and then below you is just like roiling lava. Every now and then, like bursting and sending molten rocks into the air. It is a nasty place to be. And you notice on the opposite side, I want to call it the caldera, the mouth of the volcano is actually broken off. So you guys are on the high side. The other side is broken, and you can see when the volcano erupted a couple days ago, lava just streamed down the side of the mountain and towards the south side of the island.
This island had a bad day.
It had a bad day.
Hey, we hit the jackpot here. It didn't break off on our side. Good fortune.
Indeed.
So what do we see from here? Do we see anything that looks like a kobold camp? Do we see like a rhinoceros beetle camp? Ship, like more ships being on the sides of the island, like any cool info?
You don't see any other shipwrecks nor any other camps. The trees block a lot of view of what would be down in them. In order to see like a town or a camp, they'd have to be well out in the open. So you can make out your town from here, but you don't make out any other signs of civilization.
We still see the shipwreck?
No, it's again, trees are blocking the view from this angle on the mountainside. You're pretty high up there, but the beach is pretty far off, and there were some trees on the bluffs, so the actual sandy part of the beach is obscured.
Well, that was a useful trek. I'm glad we did it.
You still have a good view of the island. You can see that if we were to draw on the map, that the lava flow came down here. Whoa, that's way too fat.
Panic!
There we go. Lava flow had come down like this, just burning a path all the way to the ocean.
And we don't see anything interesting in the path of the lava or anything.
Well, there's absolutely no trees. It looks like it has maybe not cooled all the way, but it's definitely not an active flow. Who knows if the rock has stopped being quite so hot, or maybe there's still lava flowing underneath the thin surface. But there's definitely like just a clear road down the mountain now. Let's see, what else can you see from up here? You don't actually see that much. It is a impressive view, though. This is the highest point on any of the Spice Islands, and you do just have a fantastic view of everything around you. How far is this? You can even see the Arcadian Desert, which is the great desert to the north of you. It's this vast, unpleasant wilderness of cactuses and dry area that is uninhabitable to anyone or anything. You can see plenty of the other islands. You can see, hell, you can even see all the way down to Farnelia, which is the southern kingdom. You can see all the way around. You can see the mountains to the northeast. This is actually a great view, although maybe not so helpful in finding kobolds or shipwrecks.
I'm moved by it. You can barely tell, but you see that Maribel is a little bit overcome. She's a little bit whelmed, and she's just like taking it all in, and you can see that like her artistic eye is really just drinking it in. She's studying each piece.
Yeah, I put my arm around Albert and do my hearty laugh. Aren't you glad you came up here? Look at this view. You would never be able to have come up here if we'd never have been able to come up here if we weren't looking for this lava.
I've went to the shipwreck. I think this was a mistake.
I take a little stick and I'm assuming I can find some hot place, like some lava lying around, and I kind of like char the end of it. Can I do that?
Yeah, the end is already charred from you finding lava flows on your way up here.
Perfect. And then I sketch the view of like the Spice Islands on the parchment I have.
Nice.
Do I think that I could use my ceramic vials to collect a little bit of lava, or is that ridiculous?
It would melt the vial, wouldn't it?
I think you should make an intelligence check before you do that, Jen. Please don't do that.
37.
Please don't do that. You will burn your hands off, and I will be forced to kill you, and everyone's going to be upset. Please don't collect lava in a ceramic vial.
I felt it was a bad idea, but I figured.
Yeah.
Let's think of, because the metamorphose liquids thing would be really interesting to transform water into lava. Kill an enemy with it.
But in order to metamorph liquid, you have to drink some of the fluid.
But
you
when
just
the lava's cold, do I make?
Then it wouldn't be a fluid anymore.
Yeah, it's not working. I'll keep thinking about this one. One day.
Theoretically, if the lava was cooled on the outside and had a tiny bead of liquid lava on the inside,
I would burn my tongue.
The
But she
rock would be
swallowed it.
incredibly hot. Like that little liquid on the inside would make the outside unbearably hot.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it's not working.
I
I'll
can't.
keep thinking of weird ideas. It's all right.
Anyways, we're at the top of a mountain. We have a house to build. We have a shipwreck to loot. Let's go.
What if one day Jess used her resist heat feature?
150 degrees Fahrenheit, not 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I know. But then
Jess,
I
you're
drank
muted. I think
boiling-
you were trying to talk.
Then I drink boiling water, and then we project boiling water onto our enemies.
Yes, drink boiling water.
With resist heat.
Okay.
Boiling water, 100.
No, boiling water is 100 Celsius. It's 223,
Oh.
213 Fahrenheit.
I only know my
12.
Celsius.
212.
I had a dream. Whatever.
Dark Albert's just sitting there ruminating to himself about the temperature of lava, and Maribel just kind of like snorts and starts walking down the mountain, starts trekking.
Are you guys heading directly towards the town or directly towards the shipwreck?
I head toward the shipwreck.
We should, it's like a 10-minute detour. We should report that there's no problem.
We
with
can
the-
just leave.
Okay, I turn on my hooved heel and I go.
We can just tell Brian Fisher to go tell them about it. Let's drop him off on the way.
Oh, he's not here.
Oh.
He led you guys with the boat, and then he went back to town and let you guys do all the hard work yourself.
He was gonna go tell them, right? Like, no?
Tell them
Do
what?
they need- No, that we're gonna be safe.
I'm tromping down
He
toward
wasn't there
town
for
now.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
He just
I'm
like
down.
pointed out the
Stop
lava
by
flow and then took
town
off.
and tell them. Let's go.
Okay. You guys swing through town on your way back. And actually, I think you guys have been gone just the right amount of time, actually. You get through town, you go up to the mayor. Donabella Trumpet.
Donalda.
I'm sorry, Donalda Trumpet. Let her know what's going on. She goes, "Oh, thank you, dearies. I was terribly worried that after the storm we'd all be burned, but it is good news, and thank you very much."
You are welcome.
Off to the shipwreck, is it then?
Yes.
Indeed.
At last.
Good. Well, have fun.
We will do as you say. And I walk trying to look like I smile awkwardly.
Mhm.
And then I walk away toward the shipwreck.
As you guys are leaving town, going up the slight incline that is the backside of Volutin, you hear a kind of a horn blow. Strange, because it's coming from inland. And then there's this shrieking sound as coming over the crest of the top of the hill at the back of the town stream a horde of kobolds as they run towards you guys, shrieking, swinging their sticks, throwing rocks, and generally being a nasty menace.
Are they coming toward, like, are we outside of town, or
No,
are
you
they
guys like in
boarding
town,
toward
walking like up the back of town when you see this swarm of kobolds. There's got to be at least 2 dozen, 3 dozen, shit, maybe even 4 dozen of them. There are a lot of kobolds, and as they come into town, I think we're gonna take our first break.
Oh my gosh.
Deal with the kobold menace on the other side.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, guys.
During the break, I make these suggestions to you. First, feel great about yourself because you made a good decision today and you tuned into MissCliks D&D Seaborn. Second, if you haven't already, click that purple follow button because it will make little heart shapes and also make us feel really good. And then you'll be notified when we go live next time so you don't miss any MissCliks D&D Seabound. And then for extra credit, Seaborn, for extra credit, if you want to
Consider subscribing.
Right. If you want to support the MissCliks mission and get some cool emotes and have the authority to suggest to us which new emotes we should have, you can click that subscribe button. So those are all things that should keep you busy during our brief 3 to 5 minute break, and then we will return with more MissCliks D&D Seaborn.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.